You see, I'm just Marshall Mathers.
The person I'm doing my podcast on is none other than Slim Shady himself, Eminem. As a kid, I disliked music, but I remember hearing songs on the radio, and although I didn't know what I was listening to, I found that I connected to these songs somehow. I remember searching everywhere, trying to find out the names of the songs and the artists who made them. I would later come to find out that the songs that I love were actually by someone I hadn't even considered. Ever since then, I've been a loyal fan. The biggest influence Eminem has made on me is that he's taught me to never give up and always be myself. Not only did he work hard to make it out of Detroit, and if you lived in Detroit then you'd know how big an accomplishment that is, but he stayed true to himself throughout his career. Even when people doubted him because of his skin color, he worked hard to prove his worth. When I hear his music, it reminds me to always be myself and not to let anyone or anything change me. Yes, his lyrics are those of a madman's, but I think that's why they're so great. A lot of us keep our anger inside and never say anything, so he's saying it for us. Now, I'm not saying that we all think about murder, but I'm sure we've all had those less than pleasant thoughts about certain people. Eminem, whose real name is Marshall Bruce Mathers III, was born on October 17, 1972, in St. Joseph, Missouri. He's the only child of Marshall Bruce Mathers Jr. and Deborah Nelson. After his dad left his family, Eminem and Debbie shuttled back and forth between Missouri and Michigan, before finally settling in Warren, Michigan. During their early years in Michigan, the family stayed in a lower middle class Detroit neighborhood. He began rapping at the age of 14 under the name Eminem, which he later changed to Eminem. He honed his skills by going to the Hip Hop Shop, which was the spot for Detroit's underground rap scene. There he was met with a lot of criticism because he was a white rapper in a predominantly black industry. However, he overcame this roadblock and gained the approval and admiration of fans and other MCs alike. 10 years after he started rapping, he released his debut album Infinite under FBT Productions' independent label Web Entertainment. The album received less than satisfying reviews, with some saying that Eminem should give up rapping and go into rock and roll. He didn't let this failure stop him, but used it as motivation to work harder, and he created a newer, angrier, and crazier style. It also led him to create an alter ego he named Slim Shady. Slim Shady was a drug-dealing, bloodthirsty thug who spits furious rhymes about murder, rape, drugs, and living by the law of the urban jungle that helped Eminem tap into the anger and resentment he held inside and focus it through his music. Slim Shady would become one of his greatest assets, but he would also bring his fair share of problems. With his alter ego, Eminem released the Slim Shady EP in the winter of 1997. The album consists of constant acts of drug use, violence, and sexual acts. The EP led to Eminem being featured on the Source's Unsigned Hype. This feature convinced the staff members of Interscope Records, who were in attendance, to send his EP to their CEO, Jimmy Levine. Levine played the song for renowned producer Dr. Dre, and after listening to it, Dr. Dre eagerly hired Eminem, stating, "In my entire career in the music industry, I have never found anyone from a demo tape or a CD. When Jimmy played this, I said, find him." Even with all the criticism, all the disapproval he received from both the public and fellow rappers for hiring a white rapper, Dre never doubted his decision in taking on Eminem. Thanks to the shot given to him by Dr. Dre, Eminem changed the rap game and accomplished great things such as the Marshall Mathers LP. It sold 1.76 million copies in its first week alone, breaking the records of Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style as the fastest-selling hip-hop album and Britney Spears' Baby One More Time as the fastest-selling solo album in United States history. In 2002, Eminem won an Academy Award for Best Original Song for Lose Yourself from the movie 8 Mile, the first rap artist to ever win the award. He became the first artist to have won Best Rap Album 3 years in a row for his first 3 albums under Interscope at the Grammys. He also won Grammys for his 6 and 7 albums, Recovery and Marshall Mathers LP2, winning a total of 13 Grammys altogether. Personally, I don't think his awards are what make him successful. What makes him successful is that he stayed true to himself throughout his musical career. If you were to compare his songs now to those of when he first started, you'd be able to see that although he's grown as an artist, he's never truly changed. He's still the same person he was before all of the success, the fame, and the money. I think that whether you're an artist, a fan of hip-hop, or just a general music lover, you can appreciate someone who did let the limelight change them. Due to his rap style and lyrics, Eminem has been called crazy, insane, evil, and all sorts of other derogatory names throughout his career. He's been seen as homophobic, a threat to the United States, and a bad influence on the youth. He was even ranked 58th in Bernard Goldberg's book, 100 People Who Are Screwing Up America. Even through all this, he's kept his style and remained Slim Shady. He's shown that no matter what, he'll keep making music the way he likes. The things I'll take away from him are: 1. Always be myself. No matter how much money or fame may come my way, I will never let it change me. 2. Don't ever give up. Just like Eminem, I won't ever give up until I accomplish my goals. No matter the obstacles, giving up isn't an option. I will be the greatest engineer / music producer / dancer / whatever else I decide to do, and I won't stop until I am. Lastly, remember where I came from doesn't control where I'm headed. If Eminem can make it out of Detroit and make it big, then why can't I?